I went to the house and no one was there. I called Matthew back to ask if he had any ideas where Jennifer and the kids might be. He told me that Jennifer's mother, Catherine, lived a couple blocks away. I was confused because he'd told the screener there were no relatives in the area, but I headed over to Catherine's house. Jennifer was there, passed out on the couch. Catherine was watching the kids. As I began speaking with Catherine, Jennifer woke up. I asked Catherine to take the kids into another room so I could speak with Jennifer alone. I asked her about her history with drinking and drugs. Jennifer said she'd had a problem before, but she hadn't had anything to drink or smoke since she got pregnant with her youngest child. I asked her about the children's health, and she said they were doing fine. I told her that I'd do a home visit the next day to check on living conditions for the children. Then I asked Jennifer a few questions about Matthew and their relationship. When did they meet? How do they handle conflict? How does he support her parenting? Jennifer gave vague answers. She said having kids is stressful, and, like most families, they have their ups and downs. I asked what kind of role Matthew plays in the day-to-day functioning of the family. She told me that Matthew had lost his license a few months ago because of a DUI conviction, so she has to drive him everywhere. Sometimes she feels like she has 4 children to take care of. I followed up with a few more questions about Matthew's drinking. How much does he drink? Does it cause other problems for the family? Jennifer said sometimes he gets drunk. It's not great, but it isn't real bad either. What about Matthew's behavior toward her and the kids? Does she have any concerns about his parenting? Are there times when he does things that scare or hurt her or the children? Jennifer seemed hesitant. She didn't answer and looked away. I said I may be wrong, but I'm concerned that Matthew's reason for calling the hotline wasn't simply to protect the children. It's clear you were unable to watch the kids when I arrived, and you'll need a substance abuse assessment. Still, we're usually the last people most families want in their lives. If Matthew could have called your mother instead of us, why didn't he? Jennifer said she didn't know. At that point, I asked to talk with Catherine alone. I began with a few questions about Jennifer's substance use. Catherine said today was the first time Jennifer drank since her youngest child was born. I asked her why today was different. Catherine told me the stress of the relationship is getting to Jennifer. Matthew drinks a lot, and he's hurt her in the past. I think she drank today because he started threatening to get the kids taken away from her, and she's scared. Calling the hotline was just another way for him to hurt her. Catherine told me about some times that Matthew had hurt Jennifer. Then I asked her to tell me some of the things that Jennifer does well, and she had a whole list, from cooking good dinners, even though money is tight, to keeping them away from Matthew when he gets violent. I went to talk with Jennifer alone one more time. She acknowledged that her mom was right. Things with Matthew had been getting worse. I asked her in what ways. She began to cry and said he calls her names in front of the kids and pressures her to have sex and get high. I asked directly, has he ever hit you? She said yes. He'd hit her many times, and her injuries sometimes made it hard to care for the children. He's never hurt the kids, but she's worried about them. This morning he spent the entire drive to work yelling at her in front of the kids. He went on about how stupid she is, how the kids are just as stupid as she is, and how he could take the kids any time because no court would ever give them to a terrible mom like her. I told her I was concerned about her safety and well-being and that of the kids. I also was concerned about Matthew's drinking and his parenting. I told her that for now, I didn't want the children alone with her until she gets a substance abuse evaluation. I also didn't want them alone with Matthew until there's a full assessment of his behavior and safety with the children. I also told Jennifer that during the next visit we'll talk more about what's going right in the household. I got Matthew on the phone, and all of us created a plan. The children will stay at Catherine's house for the next week. During that time, Jennifer will get a substance abuse evaluation, and I'll complete a more comprehensive assessment of Matthew's parenting. Then we'll meet again to talk about next steps. Matthew, Jennifer, and Catherine agreed to the plan.